What's up, everybody? Frank Valkyria, welcome to the channel. I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. I had to refresh the page because Yahoo News. Brr, brr, brr. I also found this. It's kind of cool. Found it on the beach. I thought, I need this dinosaur with me, okay? So it's gonna stay with me for a while. Not in the garbage. Okay, let's get going because we gotta talk about nonsense. And we like nonsense here, right? We have to talk about nonsense every single day, apparently, because people, they just don't know how to read. And this is not even my language. God damn it! Without offending God. If you get offended, then I apologize, God. I never saw you. I never seen you around. So I suppose you were never there. But anyway, let's continue with our talk here, which is the lawyers of Johnny Depp, Bencho, is betraying Johnny Depp, apparently. What a betrayal. This betrayal will go down in history as the biggest betrayal of history. Something along those lines. So, obviously we got some headlines here and also, the more like kind of clickbaity title. But we have to talk about this, right? So, Bencho was interviewed and all they took from this interview was basically that he said that Amber Heard came across as credible in her deposition. And I tell you even more. They went even further to say, and that's why they took in the Dr. Curry to sort of, tell people, hey, listen, you see, the documentary then shows psychologist Shannon Curry being brought into the court to testify. Her evolution of her revealed that the actor has borderline personality and histrionic personality disorder. So, luckily, the article here does clarify that Johnny Depp won and that Amber Heard defamed Johnny Depp on all three counts and awarded him $10 million. Plus $5 million that was capped to $350,000 because of Virginia's capping the limits of punitive damages, if I remember correctly. So, well, another article of nothing. But the thing that is most interesting actually is that he didn't even say that she was credible, and that's why she appeared in certain areas. What is it? The highlight here. Worried about because during the deposition there were moments when she came across credible. All right, then what happens here? You decontextualize this statement and all of a sudden, Bencho is saying that she was credible, therefore there's something wrong here. Retrial, right now. Open the doors, the gates, wake up the judges, take some people in the jury, bring them in with the pajama, okay? We have no time to waste because retrial now. I need a sip of coffee. I apologize for the awkward pose which will follow. But I needed it because obviously he's referring to the fact that narcissists are very good at lying, most likely. And that's what I've learned. That narcissists go hand in hand with liars. Liars and narcissists, somehow, they seem to like each other very much. And they merge into one person telling fake stories. Obviously, somebody can be credible if they've spent all their life lying. I'm just saying in general, or whatever narcissist out there. A big narcissist. I'm not doing no names. Okay? So obviously another article of nothing. And this seems to be like a theme with anything now involving Amber H. and her girlfriend. As you can see here, this is still going absolutely like going around. The girlfriend or friend Eve Barlow, she just spent every single day tweeting statement of gaslighting for everybody to watch. And oh boy, I wish, it is content. I've said this many times. It is content, but sometimes I wish they would just shut up. Not because I want them to be silent, just because I think that in the long run will be more beneficial for them, for healing, for growing. But then again, if those people that have issues, go figure, Some of you mentioned that there seem to be some kind of new therapies or medication that can help people with borderline personalities and all those things together. Of course, I'm not putting in the same box anybody that has a borderline personality, because I don't think that by default somebody with one thing all of a sudden becomes a sort of sociopath, narcissistic piece of manure, like some we have seen. Okay, but obviously, when there are many things combined of mental health problems, it can be very tricky. So, and I get to that in a second on the next part of the video. Sorry, for whatever reason, but I'm doing fine. It's just that really took a long time for this cough to go, but I'm totally fine. Just the clearing up is long. So guys, anyway, we wish people to heal all the time, but of course, when some human beings, they're very close to, let's say, criminal behavior, which is to pursue and persist in a manner that still propagates lies and manipulation, then you have to put aside for a moment that empathy that you feel for other human beings and the wish for them, to get better, and just counterbalance the madness and the lies with whatever plausible, fact that you have at hand, and share it with your audience. Yes, I'm getting fired up here, because this is never ending, and if it left unchecked, this type of behavior, people which they enjoy lying, people which they also believe, somehow they believe in their own delusion, they will never step down. They will keep telling you that they were on the right. So, add the trial not being televised, right, or being available streaming on YouTube, I can tell you that there will be way, way more people confused or not understanding of what really happened behind closed doors. I think more than fan of Johnny Depp, both on my channels, on Tag's channel, on Andy Signore's channel, Connor Kurtz, and many others, also Yellowfish, it's that people want the truth. They want to skim through the nonsense, and of course, alienate with a way of reading through the news that makes sense, because it's based on a search for the truth, not just manipulation of facts for the sake of being right. That's not it. It's really, for me, it's not even anymore about Johnny Depp already for a long time. But yeah, we are here, and I want to show you also, because I was watching this article in regards, yesterday we talked about the Rolling Stone hit piece that targeted that umbrella guy, right? And they misquoted him out of a few hours stream, just picking some words which were not statements. It's just reaction to watching a video, and you say something, and it's just a commentary, but was totally decontextualized and used against him in quotes, as if he just made that statement, like, oh, print this statement, that's what I think of Amber H. So you're watching something, you say something, So also that has to be put into a context instead of just using it for whatever narrative. So we know that there is the documentary coming out, and I honestly don't have much hope that it's going to be a great documentary, because knowing this type of documentaries, also I've learned that this documentary coming out, the 20, it's still produced by Warner Brothers. So, I mean, at least it's owned, the channel, whatever, it's owned by Warner Brothers. So, what we have here is that like I was saying, they were trying to go after YouTubers to use this type of statements, this type of reaction words used, for instance, by that umbrella guy to, leverage the so-called infringement policies of YouTube so that they can shut down channels. But it turns out that you can't do that, and this is an article on Newsweek. I also don't like how it's phrased, and I tell you in a second. YouTube says anti-Amber Heard videos do not violate policies. YouTube has said that channels on the platform that post videos dedicated to anti-Amber Heard content does not violate its community guidelines. The channel is called Justin, but appears to have been formerly named Film Streak. It recently posted a job seeking a research to source content that proves how guilty Amber H is. The post listing has since been deleted, but the channel was seeking researchers to gather content for $8 an hour to present Aquaman actress in a negative light to appeal to Johnny Depp fans. First of all, honestly, I don't know this channel what it's doing, but there is really no need to search for any negative lights because on this person, because it just happens on its own. These people are great, her team, herself, whatever, they're great. It just happens by default. All the things that are leaking, people coming forward, that we're not inventing this stuff. At least most of our channels, like I said before, I mentioned few names. We literally just react to seeing things out here and we rectify as we go. I've seen this channel thumbnails and I'm not going to go through it, but of course as a very catchy, clickbaity titles, very good thumbnails where they also Photoshop the looks so it becomes even more extreme. So there is a good work put into it, and that's why probably they're successful. But at the end of the day, they don't say much. Most of it, I watched it. It's mostly like a collection of a voiceover. I don't even know if it's auto-generated, but most of the time it's just clips of interviews that goes on repeat, or interviews of those actors. So there is not much revelations in those videos, but the way they're put together, they seem to work. And I also don't know who is the channel, who is behind the channel, so I really have no idea. But to my knowledge, could be even Amber H PR that is doing this, sort of to have another channel to point the finger to by their own creation, or simply also making money out of their own infamy, which would be, by the way, actually kind of smart, I have to say. But I really don't know who is behind this. So this certainly does not reflect what many of us do, like that umbrella guy, Andy Signore, me. I don't think we do this. We report the news, we share news, we try to share the truth, because of course it takes time also to validate certain things. I give you an example. The whole Jessica Reed Krause and Gia stories of the Great Gatsby parties. It all takes time to validate those things. So in the meanwhile, we can react to it, we speculate, we share, but at the same time, we will keep posting and updating about those things, which they are coming out. They're not created by us, they're coming out and we react to them. So there is a big difference. I don't feel like personally I'm anti-AH video maker at all, because that's not my intent. We just, it's a reaction to what they do, to what they state, to their allegations, to their attacking others or attacking Johnny Depp winning, and that's it, at least when it comes to me. But I feel pretty sure that's the same thing like Popcorn Planet and that umbrella guy do. But of course, in the eye of the media, which they also want to benefit from some clickbaity stuff, and some clicks on their channels, they have to shuffle the cards around a little bit in the way that becomes vague, that becomes entertaining, that all of a sudden I can already tell you, the documentary that is coming out on Discovery Plus the 20th of September, and you can call me out because of course this is a prediction. I don't know, but I can tell you right now it's gonna be edited in a way that it's gonna look like a thriller movie, you know, especially in regards of the audio between Amber H, and they're trying at least to depict the both of them as toxic, which I disagree immensely on, because that's actually exactly what happens when you are in a DV, in a toxic relationship perpetuated by somebody that has deep issues mentally, including borderline personality, like histrionic, maybe I don't know, I'm not diagnosing anybody, but there could be a possibility also of bipolar and then narcissism. That's not a great combination, and those people make you feel crazy. They turn out you, they make you believe that you're actually the one toxic, you know? So that's really textbook stuff in the realm of a narcissist, and that's why I always disagree when I see, after so many months of research here, I disagree when I see that Johnny Depp actually was a victim, and this guy literally had to fight for 6 years, and he's still fighting off all these people, which they're still alleging that he actually was the perpetrator or something. If he was, probably was on himself, because unfortunately a lot of people also with you know, with addiction, if they hurt somebody, usually they hurt themselves, you know, and they tend to be also very extremely kind people, but addictions is addictions, and of course that can have a detrimental effect on somebody's life, both, you know, physically and humanly, but that doesn't mean that the person turned out to be the monster that he was called. Quite the contrary, you know, probably the guy was dealing both with his issue and also with the personality of her ex-spouse, probably was exacerbated, you know, his problems were exacerbated by it, to a level probably where almost cost him his life. So that's why I don't like those type of documentaries already by default, because they don't have an interest in sharing the truth. Of course, if they have to do something entertaining, and therefore they have to be, you know, like more like fictional, you know, and that's what you can expect. We will react to it when it comes out. So guys, let me know your thoughts on this video. Please consider subscribing. Always spread love. If you want to support the page, you can buy the book here. It's still on sale, and it would be lovely to see the rating still going up. And take care of yourself. Ciao.